So when he was getting ready to leave, he said, if you could give me 1 pound of cocaine, I remember the numbers, he said, I could make $84,000. I said, 1 pound. I said, do you know all those jars that we had up in the, see, even down there, when I would do a little shipment about, I would put a couple of ounces in empty coffee jars, and I just set them in the cabinet to study the different types of blow. Now, when he's leaving, we done blew up all of them, we done snorted up all those jars that I had in the cabinet. I said, 1 pound? I said, we done snorted up 1 pound in that, I said, don't you remember all them jars up there? He said, 1 pound? The less I could give you is 10 pounds. I can't, we're international now. 1 pound is what niggas have in California. That's big. I said, but the less I can give you, I mean, we're here where you didn't snort it up. 1 pound yourself, you didn't snort it up. 1 pound of cocaine in 30 days? You know, we walk in the mountains there, we getting around. But it was all strange to him. If we went to a bakery, he would say, this food is so natural, it's not even good. This is the words he said. He said, this food is so natural, it's not even good. You know what he put? If you buy barbecue potato chips, they got a team that studied that flavor, and they sprinkle that flavor on there because you like it. So you just eat. Suppose you eat food that's just healthy, it tastes like it tastes. That's why he said, I was used to it, but he said, this food is so natural, it's not even good. The food is too natural. But anyway, so I said, look, man, I said, do you remember it was a white woman and a black girl, which they was following us around in Mexico City. Now, we didn't took the blow. The idea is, I can't come into the United States, but I wouldn't come to the United States. But we taken the blow from Mexico City, from Bogota, Colombia, to go to Mexico City. Adventures, I took some myself. So we strapped up and we went to Mexico City. I said, in Mexico City, do you remember them 2 women that was following us around for about a half an hour? And a half an hour later, I had strapped the cocaine on them and said, he said, yeah. I said, do you know why I did that? He said, I thought you knew something slick or special. I said, no, they was the police. They was following us for that reason. So I figured out that that's what they're here for. They had to help us get the dope to the United States. So they did. They went up to Tijuana, from Mexico City to Tijuana. He went with them, and they took the dope across the border. This is what I told him last year. I said, you know why I did that? That's in 1972. I said, because I knew they was the police. Don't you remember me saying that I'm tired of dealing the white man's dope? He said, yeah, I just thought this talking. So this is the white man's dope. So anyway, that's in 1972. Then we hooked them on and kept them busy for a while. Hey, one of the white girls was kind of heavyset. So one of the white boys called me. He said, man, I'm trying to send something up the way. You got a sister in the hotel. Can I use it? I said, sure. So he went over to his joint. He came over ours. And he was packing the white girl. And he had a couple of extra, like quarter-pound bags, and he just stuffed them here, stuffed them. The guy pretended his name was Tom. That wasn't his real name. I said, Tom, I said, if that girl can go through customs the way you done packed up, white folks can do anything. That's exactly what I said. I said, if she can walk through customs, she's got a look, but she's puffed up. I said, if she can walk through what she did, through customs, and he wasn't like nervous about that. You know, we would shape a body on. We could take a skinny girl, put legs on her thighs, put her up. You know, she'd be healthy looking when she finished. I said, Tom, if that girl go through customs, white folks can do anything. And she got through. The point is, this relates to us and our mission. The white folks have been tuned in for all of these decades. Why? Why? You know, what happened in Oakland that would have them follow me all the way around the world? That would have them, everywhere I go, they already there. I can anticipate one thing, that whenever I get there, now remember, at that time, African Americans didn't travel too much, so technically I can't hide anywhere. If I go to an airport in Bolivia, which I have, everybody's going to know it. You know, because therefore, I had to know that I'm sanctioned to do this. I'm sanctioned to do this. So much, and then after that, they're going to take the money back. That's why I always did something on the side. That's why no poverty? Why never broke? Why never broke? Because I knew they was going to take all the money back that we made through them. They're going to come by. They sitting there counting. They know how much money you got. And the reason I quit that business, it was several reasons. One was ethical, because you can't help everybody and kill the rest. You know what I mean? You just can't do it. It don't work. At first you can, but then after your ethics and morals get so high, you say, finish it. Then the other thing is, remember wandering in the wilderness. And remember the part about underground. You can't do, look here, you can't work underground and do what we need to do in the future. Remember, this is 71 and 72. When I'm in fact, when I got to South America, it was New Year's Day, because I was making a comeback, you know, New Year's comeback. Yeah, I did make a comeback. Yeah, it ain't bad. That's a comeback, a real live comeback. Okay, so the question is if they know everything you're doing and arranging it, then you can't do nothing underground. And if you do anything underground, all you can do is blow up a building like you're mad. You know what I mean? So you got to work above board. In order to work above board, you got to be clean. So that's why I came back and went to prison. I tried to beat the case, but they were slicker than I was then. They ain't slicker now. We're caught up with Boss Man. I'm sorry. We make Boss Man repeat himself over and over again. That's why the little yellow car don't start out there. Why? Because I took it to get it fixed, and the guy charged me $400-something, but it don't work. It worked just enough to get it back there. So, no problem. We just leave it sit there. We just make a CD for them and tell them how long we've been knowing that you do what you do, and why we won't take no car nowhere else but to you. Because we know what you're going to do when you get my car, and I know what the white man wants when you do it. If you mess the car up, the white man don't want me to go on a trip. If you fix it correctly, the white man is saying, go ahead. So I anticipate it. I've been doing it all the time, on everything. Boss man, technically now, is a dummy. Now remember, in a fight, when you fighting your opponent face to face, you start, other people can't see certain things. But you fighting them and you say, oh my, boss man. Boss man, you're repeating yourself. Boss man, you're stuttering. That ain't you, boss man. The boss man is stuttering. The boss man is messing up. The boss, it's a mess up under all circumstances. If Donald Trump is hired to do what he do, then he's hired by people that have studied the psychic of Donald Trump, and they know he's the only one out of the, you couldn't hire Obama to act like him. He couldn't do it. But Donald Trump has the ego, the stupidity, and the rashness to act like that. Since we've been here, Donald Trump told the governors, now I'm going to give y'all, of course he was lying, I'm going to give y'all the thing, you go out and you fix this, do it the way you want. The governors do what he wants. Now he got the white folks running and jumping up and down in the street. You can see it. The man is crazy. Nobody else would do that. Because we was here Friday and there was one thing, and he told the people, because Thursday, I'm the president. I can do anything I want. Yeah. And then he looked stupid. That's the way he do, just like I'm doing now. Then Friday, the people told him, boss man, you can't tell the governors and stuff like that. They're governors, okay? And so then he come back, so yeah, shoot. We're going to fix this, and the governor's going to take care of this, the governor's going to take care of that. Y'all remember that? As soon as they did, he run out the other white folks to charge the governor. It's unbelievable. But see, you know it's what it is because nobody else would do that. Can you think of any other politician that would have the stupidity, the courage, or the bombacity to do that? Nothing but a clown. He loves it. He can do it. They got that boy's DNA. If they got a stupidity gene, he's got 4 or 5 of them. Right? If they got bombastic ego genes, you know, the white folks study your gene. They study everything, try to predict what your behavior. Look, they looked at Don, they said, this boy here, we can get him to do anything. So whether it's a fire drill, whether it's a test, Don is in there. We'll put it together. Who put him there, how they put him there, what they wanted later. But what we're saying now is real. What's right? Tell the truth. What we're saying is real. That boy is acting like he's acting. And you don't have no bottom or top like I'll get some sense after a while, I'll learn later. He don't do that. I like that boy because he is predictable. If he's supposed to do it, he's what they used to call contrary. You know, contrary. If you tell him everything, no, everything that you're supposed to do, if we went to, remember the other day on the list?
Yeah, he doing the opposite.
He do that? He does it, but he does it with expertise. He don't just do it. He do it with flim-flam. I said, hey, Don don't follow nothing. That's why they got him there. That's part of the, you know what I mean? We won't come to a conclusion, whether it's design panic, whether it's It's a fire drill. This is a drill. This is definitely some type of a drill, and we're going to put it together later. But Don, they want to divert us from this, that, and other. The whole world is going on. They want us to keep our mind on Don while they do all the other stuff over here. It's a diversion. It's a diversion. So they want us to be, but ain't nobody going to sit there and watch Don. Of course, I admit, you know, I don't watch cartoons and stuff. I will slip, and because it's interesting. It's interesting that I'm telling you, I was reading the thing. If you know, crisis management. It's like to do things that you do. You have a plan already. You appoint somebody as being the spokesman, right? And the people you appoint should be grounded in that information and that historical reality, right? They got to know what they're talking about, and they have to have the ability to break it down to people where everybody, they ain't talking like a doctor so-and-so up in the air. They're breaking it down where people can understand it. Because people need to trust the people. And if they trust you, you can break down on what? Panic and all of that stuff. This boy here, I like him. I ain't gonna lie about it. He does that's part of the equation. When the president does exactly opposite of what he should do. Is this new? All the movement. Have y'all ever heard of Rajneesh? Rajneesh was a turban-wearing Indian in the 80s. He took all the white folks up to, a Swami and Guru like that. Took all the white folks up to Northern California. I guess he bought so many Rolls Royces. Right then, boop, just disappeared.
Yeah.
I said, man, Rajneesh is the police. I realized what they was doing. Then, have you ever heard of Sheikh Abdul Qadir? He used to call Sheikh Abdul Qadir a Sufi. Then he called him Sheikh Abdul Qadir al-Murabit. Murabitun in Europe and Murabitun in Africa. In '84, in our Masjid, Jamal Zarabozo brought a guy from South Africa. He was the Imam of Soweto, supposedly. You know how popular South Africa was at that. That was at the height of, it could have been '86, something like that. That was at the height of, that you had credibility. You come from South Africa, and we having all these divestments, photos, ops over here, all over here. And so he came, he talked in our masjid in Oakland. After that, when I went to South Africa, I saw that what was being presented wasn't exactly, maybe nobody expected me to come. But he was being presented as the Imam of Soweto. I have pictures of the masjid they built in Soweto. Shoot, it was $1 million masjid then. And they built it for the Africans. Of course, anyway, long story. And then the different groups. And then you got the Farrakhanis and all of them mixing around. Yeah, in South Africa. To be brief, what I realize is the white man controls each and everything we're doing. There, here, don't make no difference. The people that you hear on the circuit, you hear them because they want you to hear. If they don't like what you're saying, like Professor Griffin, remember how popular they were? They take them off. You can't listen to them no more. And then you get gangster rap. Kill that bitch, shoot that nigga. all this bad language, right? Bad language. So they control what we hear. They control our music. They didn't control rap, slipped up on them, and all them people making all that money, and then they started wars. East Coast rappers, West Coast rappers. And all the big ones get killed. Tupac, Biggie, Big, whoever them people was, right? They get killed. Does it sound like anything you've heard in history before, or war, this tribe fighting that tribe, or, right? They sell weapons, this crew, that crew, right? Hey man, it's the same platform. That's what Boss Man don't like. We got his platform down. And what we're saying right this minute got him really upset. Because we're not going for the diversion. Oh, we won't look what's happening in the Middle East, right, with Palestine. We won't look what's happening in the Persian Gulf. We won't look what's happening in Syria. We won't look what's happening in Europe. No, we're looking at the whole thing, psychologically, sociologically, economically, how this, because we've been doing it all the time. And if he boosts it up to another level, we just go right along with him. You would think from our talks in the past that we was expecting this or something like this. Why? Because that's what he do. That's what he do. Yeah. So Sheikh Abdul Qadir al-Murabit, he talked to Muhammad al-Asi once here, little pointed-nosed white man. He collected all the white folks together that might want to follow a leader, and they took them over to Norwich, England, and he, boop, let them drop, just like Rajneesh did. Murabitun in Africa, he had them robbing banks and dumb stuff like that, right? Yeah. What does Negroes in South Africa following Sheikh Abdul Qadir al-Murabit up in Norwich, England for? Unless they told the niggas down there to follow that white man up there. There was no other connection. And then they do what, when I was in South Africa, the first big program, the one you see the picture, I went in '94. You know they had that